Good morning, everyone. So, as we have continued following the Nolan Wells case, I have been dying laughing at some of the ridiculous comments that have been pasted to some of the threads that are on some of the clips that I uh, I have while we are standing in solidarity with this family as they continue their search for justice. Now, I have invited everyone onto the platform to give their opinion, so on and so forth. Um, unfortunately, unfortunately, people generally uh, turn and run away when those invitations are given. So, as I prepare for later on this evening, I am going to uh, read some of my favorite um, comments on my one of my threads just to show folks what people are commenting. So it's kind of sad but hilarious all in the same sense, because clearly these folks have no decorum. Like I'll show you. I'll show you. One of my favorites. One of my favorites is this guy named Matthew Bark. Now, Matthew Bark jumped into the conversation on the heels of another guy, uh, and I'll show his post in a second. But Matthew Bark wanted to jump in and begin to share misinformation about this case. And if you all know that we are all about transparency here at the Family Bloodline Network on the Pulse. And so I started reading some of this, and I've been doing my fact checks as I've been going through this, right? So, and that'll lead me to another comment in this section. But this guy named Matthew Bark, just want to make sure I show you all that this is literally what people are posting, right? This guy, Matthew Bark, and let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. He's looking for fundraisers, so on and so forth, but doesn't seem to have much information. And I don't really want to get into too much information, but I do, however, want to look at his comments so we can see exactly where he stands on this case. I'll wait for it to reload. Oh, by the way, that Luke Dessel and Kimberly Ann have also been making ridiculous claims about this case. Absolutely ridiculous claims. And what I want to make sure that I tell people, and I'll show you, is that I've on numerous occasions asked people to actually post a link that I can verify and look up to make sure that I'm not just throwing aspersions or and not just posting anything that's not verified information, and that seems to tick them off. Asking them for verifiable information. There's one guy who's claiming that Crump and the family are just simply out for blood and that they're racist when they've continuously said they are simply trying to get to the truth. That's all they're looking for. So we'll start with we'll go down. Let's look through these comments a little bit to see what these great Americans have been posting about the death of Nolan Wells and us simply trying to get to the facts. They are so afraid of facts. All of these guys, Luke Dezel, Bert Gorgeous, Matthew Bark, all I've been doing is asking for them to send me the information that they claim to have so that I can dig into it and share it with you. There's one guy who took me up on that, some information, and he later recanted it once he saw that it wasn't any the links that he had didn't have any teeth. Well, we'll start from the top. This great mention right here. So as you can see, I've got over 107. Well, I've got 177 comments on this one thread alone at this point, right? And most of it is me asking for people who are posting stuff that I haven't read or seen or come across just yet, exactly where they're getting that information. And it's amazing. It's ridiculously amazing. As a matter of fact, let me do this first. Because I went to Christine's.fnp because there was a picture that showed something that wasn't there. And as I reviewed her information, nothing that was posted is any semblance to what's on her page. And yet people are stating, well, no, this is what her page is. This is directly on her page. It's not, you idiots. Like, you all are ridiculously, there's a serious issue with your capacity for facts. You don't have it. And you're showing me real time exactly how bad you need something to be true. Right? It's amazing. So let me get back into Facebook so I can pull this information back up. Because these folks are, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. And let me also state that this ain't that type of podcast. If you got time enough to say it and you trying to be like spirited in your jargon, like, oh yeah, I'll respond to you because I don't give a fuck about you. I just want y'all to know that, like, right off the rip. Right off the rip. So let me get back to these comments. See if I can open them now. There we go. All right, I'll share this with everybody. All right, pulled it back up. So the conversations they start nice, but as soon as I ask for them to begin to show me the information that they're stating, that's when the attitudes like really go bigoted, and not just bigoted, but like totally off the beaten trail of what we were originally talking about. And so my cat has got the zoomies. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I want y'all to look at this. I asked, where are you getting your information from? As far as released verifiable information is concerned, you're either a liar or listening to unverified reports. And that was him talking about a bunch of other stuff prior to that. There's not a report. My cat is really going crazy. She is turning up over here. Oh, today she gets fixed. So that's, and then but you're a dumbass. There's no denying that. How bad of a meltdown are y'all going to have when the grand jury doesn't find a true deal? It's going to be interesting to see. Now, I responded to this actual type of comment multiple different times, right? The comment that I responded to simply says, we don't know what's happening right now. We're trying to collect data. We're trying to collect information. Now, do people have their own theories and speculations? Absolutely, just like this idiot does, right? And they're entitled to their information, but whatever the grand jury decides is what the grand jury decides. And however Crump and the family decide to move forward, then that's what we go with. But what they're trying to claim is that it's already been determined that there is no need for an investigation. Everything's done, and Crump is just playing this thing up. Well, no, y'all are like, did y'all finish third grade? Did you? Luke Dezel? This is crazy. April Tidman Walls. Yes, Nolan Wells was reported seen on Hoyle Island after 4:30 p.m. on July 4th, 2026, according to witness statements provided to the sheriff's office and family photos timestamped around 4:30 p.m. showing him walking. No. And every time I ask y'all, where are you getting your information from? It turns into slander or insults. Like, it's hilarious that y'all are so fragile for actual when someone's asking you to provide information. I looked this photo up. False. I looked it up. Gigi Watson. And it's not hard to look these things up. You all are the reason why Crump said they're not going to be distracted. We're not going to be distracted. A mother lost her son and is in search of answers, whether it exonerates or indicts somebody. That's what a mother is looking for. Y'all are real browbeaters here. Y'all are serious. It's hilarious, the links that you all go to justify exactly how.
Can we agree?
Are
he's not left on that island? He left.
The question
on that boat.
Next.
Can we agree on that?
I can't yet.
That's still debatable. That's still debatable.
I think it's debatable.
Still debatable. I think they're in the damn boat.
Just, you know,
the boat didn't leave the island.
Unless the dog named Nolan. Nolan, is he dead? Oh my God, that's so sad.
And so she's saying that based off of the audio that we listened to. Now, the audio hasn't been used as any form of evidence. It's just audio that was enhanced, which later in these comments, these high class individuals call altered. And there's a difference between being altered and being enhanced in audio when you're talking about audio. Then they began to claim that it was AI constructed. Like, where are you Neanderthals getting this information from? I keep asking you. And you low IQ having knuckle dragon bastards still haven't provided me that information. This is a game while this woman, this family, these folks are looking for answers to what happened to their son. Your inability for empathy has driven you to exclude evidence because it doesn't fit your narratives. And then in a true form of cowardice, in a very true form of cowardice, instead of answering questions and providing a link, I'll take a link. I'll take any information that I can get that might be able to answer any questions. This is what y'all give. Because here goes me saying, give me the source of the picture. Give me the source of the picture. It's in the comment, or do you not know how to read? I probably read better than your mama does, better than you do. Matter of fact, I'm quite sure I read better than what you do. Matthew Bark. I am very much sure that I'm very much sure that my fourth grader reads better than what you do. Very much sure of it. But once again, no links, no information, just a fucking trust me, bro. There's no, and so I went back and I told them there is no verifiable data showing anything that they are saying, what you're saying is true. You're making unsupported claims. You're another liar. So I posted actual links to information that I've read, that I've gone through, that I've covered. And it's still nothing. It's literally on her page. I just looked at her page. You got a clip of something from somewhere that you can't even tell me about, Matthew Bark. That's what you've got. And then, now read the fucking article. You either can't read or have trouble comprehending English. Which is it? Well, let's go and check some of your comments. Because I've continued asking after putting more information out. Send me verifiable link for it. And I told you, you can't, because you're low IQ people you never can send information. And I told you I'd wait. It's not populating. And I told you the information wasn't populating. I asked you to send it to my DMs. You couldn't do that. Oh, yes, this is gold right here. Because this is me trolling at this point. The only low IQ person here is you, when you were literally given the source. Reading comprehension isn't your strong suit. So again, you're calling Nolan Moms a liar. I called Joe bitch ass a liar, Matthew Bark. That's who I called a liar. Let's be clear. Thank you for proving my point. Maybe next time don't ask for a source. Get it and then disregard it. Being illiterate isn't a flex. And then I had to respond to old Matthew Bark. The word you are looking for is word, W-E-R-E, not W-H-E-R-E. You said all of that, but can't distinguish between when to use where, as in where, or were. And you think I take your insults seriously. Anyways, are you friends with her on social media? Can you go to her page and view it for yourself? Or is it a third-party source? Then good old Matthew Bark, once again. Were you purposely trying to show us where you hid your low IQ? And you see how I put the words in context appropriately, right? I did that specifically for you, Matthew. That's why I did that. And then I was like, all right, nah, but seriously, right? Seriously, where did you get the picture? That's what I'm asking. So April Tinman Wells, I went and looked up the picture that you tried to post and found out that it was fictitious as well. All right, it's from her paw, and this isn't grammar class. Now, this is the same motherfucker trying to talk about IQ, right? But he can't distinguish between W-H-E-R-E or W-E-R-E when trying to insult somebody in a sentence. It's from her paw, and this isn't grammar class. Thought you did something that I did. I showed how stupid you are because you're an idiot. You're a flat out idiot, Matthew Bark. It literally takes a lot. This is your sentence, mind you. I'm reading your sentence verbatim, Matthew. Thought you did something there. You put a period and a question mark, by the way. It literally takes a lot IQ person the need to write the different responded to make no sense at all, comma, LM. Now, sir. Now, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Matthew? What? The only low IQ in this thread is you, and it's sad that you don't see it. You didn't even spell laughing correctly, Matthew. You can't spell laughing. You don't know how to distinguish between whether to use W-H-E-R-E or W-E-R-E. You don't know how to simply spell the word laughing, L-A. This is how you spell it, L-A-U-G-H-G. And you think that somebody is supposed to take information from somebody who can't get simple threads correct? You are amazingly hilarious. So let's look at this other claim. Was Nolan still on the island after the boys left? Yes, evidence and witness accounts indicate that 18-year-old Nolan Wells was still on the Mississippi Horn Island after his friends left on July 4th. And I'll try to do the same thing. Let me go do the same thing. The island timeline, and I'll look at that. So April, if this pulls up in my Google as well, we might be on to something, and that will allow me to go back and look for more information to figure out whether or not we're on to something. So let me switch screens real quick, and I will share my other screen so everyone can see exactly what I am doing. Screen share. It's in my new tab. So I'm going to share this. I will go to google.com. There's Google. All right. And it says that the prompt that you put in was Nolan still on the island after the boys left. Now, you didn't specify which boys or anything of that nature, but was Nolan still on the island. Let me see. I want to make sure I put it verbatim. After the boys left. After the boys left. I should get the same thing. Oh, shit. According to witness statements provided to law enforcement, 18-year-old Nolan Wells was left behind on Horn Island on July 4, 2026, when his friends took the boat back to the mainland because the vessel was taking on water. And that's all it says. I even read this a while ago. I read that live. I looked at this. Evidence shows Nolan Wells was still on, and nothing actually. But let's do this. Let's go through the numbers. Let's go through the numbers. I'll pull it up. Nolan Wells' evidence shows she was on island when friend's boat left. This is for you, Matt, just to show you that I read well. Evidence apparently shows Nolan Wells was still on Horn Island when his friend's boat left. TMZ has learned. Now, this article is from, let's go back and check the date. It might be at the bottom. July 27th, and today is August 5th. Updated on July 28th. We'll get there, though. Sources with direct knowledge of the investigation claim authorities have evidence of Nolan being on the Mississippi barrier island after the boat departed on the 4th of July, which would be a huge development. We're told at least 2 witnesses were interviewed by law enforcement say that they saw Nolan on the island after the boat headed back to the main island. TMZ enhanced audio of Nolan's friends frantic call. I covered the audio as well. Was sinking, and people believe you can hear someone saying, "Is he dead?" But our sources tell us people on the boat have heard the enhanced audio and are telling people around them the audio is only panic from the boat sinking. They say the call is from when one of the guys on the boat, Wyatt Pyron, called C. You okay?
I'm looking for the meter stick.
The what?
The meter stick.
The what?
The meter stick.
It's in the pantry.
Okay,
I had Bubby put it back out there. Our sources also claim that even though Cito was sending a boat to tow Nolan's buddies, a friend of another boat saw the commotion and told them instead. And that's how Bart got mixed up into it. And people have been dragging that poor fella. Nolan's self-described best friend Warren Hudson recently told Brandon Tatum, I don't want to read that because I don't do Tatum. Hudson also insists he and his friends weren't even the last people to see Nolan, alleging that there were still dozens of boats around the island when they left. He said his friend group told Nolan to get on the boat when they were leaving, but he decided to hang back. All right. Nolan was reported missing that night and tragically turned up dead on the water a couple of days later. His parents are conducting their own investigation, and the independent medical examiner was sent Nolan's body without throat, lungs, and the original autopsy photos. And that's all it says. That's all it says. So y'all are still in the same position that we're in. Everybody's in the same position. There's no new information. As a matter of fact, the latest thing that I heard the other day on Nancy Grace was them saying that the person they thought was Nolan in the video wasn't. This is how amazingly idiotic you all are. Let's find something else. I'm sure something has to directly state, because you didn't use all of that article. You used part of it. Something has to directly state what you are looking for. Let me go back to your statement. After the boys left. All right. According to witness account statement from the companions, and this again is just, so I read that overview. Let me see if I can find some articles that actually corroborate everything. Disputed claims. The family investigation response. Family and investigation response. Disputed claims. Nolan's parents and family have publicly questioned why he has left behind, stating he would not be willing to stay. He would not have willingly stayed back. Discovery: Nolan did not return to the mainland. We know that current status. It's still an open investigation. Did Nolan Wells leave? I don't want to play the videos. 4:31, they left. Nolan Wells went to an island with friends and never came back. That's the only thing that I see is y'all got to do better than that. Y'all got to do better than that. I thought we were about to get some real new information, some information from July 27th that actually leads to nowhere, just like everything else. And this is what we got. And y'all are basing everything off of that. Now, there should have been tons of people that would have been able to see Nolan. If those two people saw Nolan, then tons of people would have seen Nolan. But no, only two people on an island full of people. So again, it only leads to more questions. And the goal is to get answers, not just to spark more questions. I do appreciate the information and me going to read that old article, but it doesn't go anywhere. Golly. Let's see. So April, you came the closest. I'll say that. Let's see. Again, this guy, I'm finna tell him this. You say a lot, but you don't post nothing for me to share. I'm live now. And this is what these cowards do. I just looked at her page. I didn't see that on there. Man, I'm gonna give y'all some more time to try and hop on because I'm here. And I'd love for you guys to get on here and walk me through where I need to go. Let's do that. But I bet you won't. As a matter of fact, I'll do this for you. Because you see that I'm live. I can see that I'm live. I will switch pages. Yeah. I will look this up. Give me 1 second. All right. I need to check and see who all these high-powered individuals are that just got so much to say. But I would love for them to come on and tell us something new. All right, let me go back to my comments. Luke. There you are, buddy. Yeah. Let's get y'all on here. I'm hitting y'all up right now. Right now as I'm live. I'm hitting y'all up right now as I'm live. Specifically you two, because y'all got a lot to say. And I hope you take my invite. I hope you come on. I'm gonna wait for you. Let me see who else. I think these were the main two. Let's see if they're willing to hop on there. You ain't even got to show your face. I didn't want to hear your voice. I just want to hear your voice. And while we wait for that, let me go and double check something else. And I will go to Google again. I don't generally like using Google because of the footprints. But wait a minute. I just saw an article. Hold on. Oh, it's about the boat sighting, and I saw that already. And that's not new information. It's not new information. All right. So are the sightings of Nolan after the boat left validated? Reports from law enforcement investigative updates indicate that at least 2 witnesses told authorities they're unfinalized. They're unfinalized. I was hoping that it would have said, yeah, the 2 witnesses that said they saw something, it's accurate, but it's not saying that. It's not saying that. And that's the issue with y'all. You're trying to paint, you're hearing something that I'm not saying. That's what you're doing. And I think you're doing it on purpose. I think you're doing it on purpose because I think you're a disingenuous person. Do we hope this was more of an accident than something that was purposely done? Yes. I would hate for this to be a malicious act. Nobody wants it to be a malicious act. But the truth is the truth one way or another. And I am still waiting on, and I'm going to tag them again. They get back with me fairly quick in the comments, but now I'm not getting nothing from them. That just shows cowardice. Luke and Matthew. Like, don't have your ass just in my comments. Come say something to me. Come say something to me. This is your invitation. Matter of fact, let me make sure that there's an available space for you. There you go. All you gotta do is click that link. That's all you gotta do. Click that link. Here you go. I'll put it over here too. Click that link, fellas. Click that link. It's waiting for you. But you won't. You won't. He said he was just on her page. I don't even see. I don't want to go through all of her stuff. I find that to be inappropriate. I am looking for the picture. I'm looking for the picture. Y'all. Come on, Luke. Come on, Matthew. Don't be scared now. I'm waiting for you. I am waiting for you. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when it boils down to it, there is nothing that has been concrete or solidified as of yet. The independent autopsy simply ended by stating that things were undetermined. But you can't rule anything out either. The state-held actual autopsy hasn't been released. So we don't have any answers on that end, unfortunately. There has been nothing that has been professionally validated, including the audio, mind you, including the audio that we listened to here and gave opinions on. That has not been verified or validated by a litigious body, as it were, to say whether it's admissible or not. So we're simply still waiting for information. And to the comment about if the grand jury finds yada 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 and they don't do it, okay, well then that's what the grand jury does. Like we're not like you when your sports teams lose, right? This is if the goal is for the family to get answers about their son. That's the goal. It's not to show and prove how bigoted you could be, how racist you can be, how ignorant you can be. That's what you're trying to turn it into. I'm asking you for sources. I'm asking you to share where you got the information. If you posted it once and I couldn't find it because I've got over 170 plus actual comments on this thread, well then just post it again. Or send it to me in a DM, like I said. You have yet to do any of that. And that's what shows me that you are either a coward, a liar, or you're just getting your information from a bad source. And I, at this point, have to believe that you're a liar. I have to believe that you're a liar. You've had ample opportunity to post your information. Even with the hilarious insults from a person who can't spell properly or distinguish the difference between where and where, at the end of it all, I'm still just asking for where you got your information, and you still haven't shown or shared it. Like, send it to my DMs. I'll go check it out. There are some links that another fella sent, and I'm going to go check those out also. Stop being a coward. Y'all are cowards. Luke, Matthew, you're cowards. And I hope you hear me calling you cowards. As a matter of fact, clip that so that I can make sure you hear me calling you cowards. I invited you all on. I'll be live again tonight. Any of you all who want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. But I guarantee your coward asses won't, because you fuckers are fickle and you're fragile. That's what it is. And when I begin to pull up more information that refutes the things that you say, you have to go back and recalibrate because your tiny minds can't hold the fact that you could be wrong. That's what hurts your pride, is that you could be wrong. And that's the funny part. Nobody on my panel has said that they are 100% totally and fully correct. Nobody. Everybody's still searching for the same thing. We're searching for justice. We're searching. Now, all of a sudden, these motherfuckers have stopped making comments. They've stopped commenting. I've sent them a link to hop on. They have a bunch of comments that they hit. Like when I comment, they coming right back. Now all of a sudden, they ain't got nothing to say. That proves my point. You are intellectually lazy, and you are, by the deepest truths of it, the embodiment, the epitome, the incarnate movement of cowardice is what you are, Luke Dezel and Matthew Bark. I'll give you one more chance at it. I'll tag you all again. And this is what you got to do to these cowards. Call them out on that shit. Have a conversation. And I bet you they won't. I would hope that they would hop on so we can have a conversation and I can go through all the information that they claim to have. Pull it up. Since they just know that they're correct, nobody else knows that they're correct. Crump doesn't know if he's correct. The family don't know what happened. Nancy Grace doesn't like what she thinks is happening. Nobody on my panel knows what's happening. None of the people out here in the stratosphere that are talking about this know what happened, but you two motherfuckers know what happened. Y'all know what happened. I swear to for Jesus, y'all mother should have just let you leak down her leg. You would have been more useful on the floor than what you are as a human. And of course, we got nothing from these bottom feeders. Now, I had enough of entertainment with and from them, and I'm going to remove them from my page because I don't really give them. I don't really power that type of space or movement on my platform. They forget that they don't own that shit. I do. So for Luke and Matthew, since y'all two hoes can't come up and have a discussion with the man, just to show me, I'm going to clip this and I'm going to post it so that you see it. I'll tag you in it as well. And if at that point you can't show me anything, but don't just stay off my page. I'll block you. I don't like cowards dressed up in men's clothing. Like that's what you are to me. You all are bitches. Luke Dezel and Matthew Bark, come on up. I'm waiting for you. I jumped on here this morning. I told y'all I would hop on here. I jumped on here just to see if you would jump on. And just as always, your mouths, you've got tough. I bet your fingers are strong. I bet both of y'all's fingers are strong. Your brain's weak, but your fingers are strong. Barking out your mouth, but you ain't saying nothing. Fucking punks. Oh well. I tried to do this so I could have a discussion with these two cowards, but I kind of knew that they wouldn't get on. I got other things to do. But as soon as we do have any actual updated information, I will be bringing it to the people. Any verified or something that I can validate, I'll read it. I'll read it. That's what I'll do, and that's what because that's what I'm looking for. I don't like. There's another article that says Nolan Wells's friends raised 125K and cites race baiting threats. This is America. We know that that's going to happen. That's not anything that's new, unfortunately. But I do want to take the time to say we do not condone any death threats that are happening to anyone whose names have been mentioned. That's not okay. Right? Let's continue to keep Nolan to the actual forefront of the story and the justice he deserves. The answers that his mother and his father deserve. Let's do that. I wanted to talk to these two distractions just to see exactly where they were on this, just so that I could hear them out, because I would have given them an opportunity to hear them out. But, those type of people, they shy away from actually presenting information that they believe because they're about as deep as the crevice of their ass cracks. So I will yeah, so here's something. I will actually read this. I'll actually read this. It's audio. Let me see if I can actually. I don't want to. Well, let me read what it says right here. It says Miss Rachel met with Nolan Wells' mom, calls for honest, fair, and transparent investigation. Miss Rachel, publicly supported from the family of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old who disappeared during a July 4th trip to Mississippi Swan Island, was found dead on July 6th, underscoring ongoing calls for a thorough investigation in an August 2nd Instagram post. The YouTuber said she connected with Nolan Wells' mother, Christine Wansley, and urged attention to the family's request for a transparent review. Authorities have said drowning is suspected, but no official cause of death has been released as the Horn Island case remains under investigation. Friends who have accompanied Wells have retained counsel, and parents dispute claims he stayed on the island with an unidentified. That's the long and short of it all. Unfortunately, we don't have anything, folks. We just don't. And so to try and make claims that, you have this case figured out, that's doing a disservice to Nolan, his memory, and his family. I really do hope that we get answers, and she gets answers. More importantly, the family gets answers, and we can begin to move forward. That's the hope. And it's not about being on a platform of being right. It's about pushing the conversation forward for Nolan and his family. That's what it's about. So with that being said, join us tonight, family. We'll be going live. I'll push the topic out to my panel in a bit, and we'll swing. If we have any updates on Nolan, we'll definitely cover that. But we are going to be swinging around to talking about these midterms that are happening and the way things are shaping up. So I look forward to talking to you all tonight. Talk to you later. Oh, and Luke and Matthew, you're cowards. I hope you live 1,000 days, 1,000 days, because you're cowards. Talk to y'all later.